Too. Yeah, that was.
Oh, yeah, we can see you again and crash time. I'm like,
Listen, I've got a sense.
one last time.
No.
Is it? Is it the last time?
Better have something good.
Hey, Rick.
Wait till you go to
Yeah, take
over off the senior man.
Yep.
That's a real final.
Okay.
You're, so there you go.
Well, yeah. And I'll tell you one thing, that I realize don't worry about it. I'm better for retirement. If you want to enjoy.
I just figure I'm never gonna retire. I'm just working until I die. My wife's had me paying for life insurance.
Doesn't go to my head.
We'll get that catered.
Actually, that does a lot of good. It's not much.
That's the
Problem at the end.
So just keep working.
Fast and be kicked.
What are you doing?
I do investigations for a law firm.
Oh,
It's good. I love that. And, you know, I get an administration degree. So I do my internship in Dallas and I'm licensed there. Slowly build this.
Hey, Bill.
You know.
Galen, do you want my chair? I really don't need it.
you would be ideally.
So you're probably used to sitting.
You have any to the clinicians, for sure, so I think, plans will be able to do such true options. So they was,
Yeah. So.
so I'm in the Salt Lake City right now, and they're based on Catesville. Lake from Catesville, right there off State Street, like a town. And they're.
And you know, you get. Some.
Therapy.
We could do that.
Yes, they're very small. Nope, I figured that's a year old or a strange about. So I'm gonna chair. My cousins, I'm not my wife, because my cousin, best friend, so. We two veterans choose water, freshman, if I stumble.
Like.
So
Royce, are we ready?
We are ready, Mr. Chair, and we have a couple folks online for when the public hearings come up. So just heads up.
What, sorry, say that again?
We are ready, but we also have a couple folks online for when the public hearings come up. So just
Okay,
heads up.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order. This is the Syracuse City Planning Commission meeting for February 3rd, 2026. We will have an invocation of thought by Commissioner Baker and a pledge of allegiance led by Commissioner Nielsen.
Okay, I'm actually going to mix it up and share a little thought tonight. Many of you are probably familiar with the proverb that says, "A society grows great when old men plant trees under whose shade they will never sit." I think that is very appropriate as a group of commissioners, as citizens of a city. I think it's important that we have a perspective looking forward. It's not about us, it's about what comes behind us. And sometimes those things might be painful for us in the time, but we have to think outside of ourselves and think about what's coming down the line, whether it be zoning, building, plans, how we treat our neighbors, et cetera. I think it's just very important that we keep that in mind, and that it's not just about our own personal opinions, but what would serve the greatest good as a community, or will serve the people that come here after we're gone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Our next item will be the minutes. These are the minutes from the meeting on January 6, 2026. As long as there's no changes or anything that needs to be made, we'll take a motion to adopt the minutes.
I saw no changes and after reviewing, so I moved to adopt the minutes as posted.
Got a motion, got a second? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay. They are adopted. We will move on to public comment. This is an opportunity for the public to address the planning commission for items that are not slated for tonight's agenda. If you have comments for items that are on the agenda that have a public hearing, we would ask that you hold those until that time. For now, this will be an opportunity, and if you have any comments, please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. Anybody online asking?
No, Mr. Chair.
Okay, perfect. All right, we will go ahead and close public comment. All right. Item number 4. Royce, you want to go ahead and?
Yes, sir. All right. So this is for a subdivision plat. We did the rezone here a couple months back. Well, a couple months, almost a year ago, I guess now. But the rezone was approved. So this is going to be an administrative approval. What's been proposed here is just a plat showing a cul-de-sac and single family lots. So the subdivision, this currently is a dead end road here. It will be opened up and continue into this cul-de-sac. There is currently some undeveloped ground to the east and then just larger lots to the north, but everything around other than that is developed in the same way as what's proposed here. The zoning matches what's around there. So this also meets all the requirements of the city code and all the staff comments have been addressed. So we would recommend approval.
Perfect, thank you. All right, this is open for a public hearing. Any comments, concerns? Again, we'll do the same thing that we did in public comment. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. We'll open public hearing on this item now. Seeing none, we will go ahead and close public hearing. Back to the commission, and we have the developer here. This one. You want to come forward and state your name, and we can address any questions from the commission.
Hi there, I'm Chase Stevenson, the one developing this. Any questions? It's pretty simple.
I just want to make sure that any questions from the commission are addressed. So it looks fairly straightforward, and I was looking over this and I didn't see any concern. So
There were just a couple of concerns from the fire marshal. I think you could address those.
Yeah. The only thing I knew in the comments was the flow rate, which supposedly was okayed by the engineering. So that was the only thing I know of. So.
Access for the fire.
Yeah. Oh, the original plan, we had the bubble was a little small, so they had to make the bubble a little bit bigger. Yeah. So, okay.
all right, thank you. All right. Flip back to the commission.
I think the only comment I know when it was brought up, because the undeveloped land to the east is kind of stubbed out, and we're not making that connection, but I do appreciate Commissioner Baker's comments about looking to the future, and that the impact here doesn't seem like it's not a huge development. So forcing that connection, I'm at first I was thinking, well, it's probably would be a good thing to connect the two, but that's really not hugely impactful. So I think the development is fine for the size and the area. So.
All right. Well, if there are no other comments, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion. I move the planning commission approve the request of Chase Stevenson for approval of a minor plot called Marcellus Circle at approximately 2800 South, 1400 West in the R2 zone.
Thank you, Commissioner Baker. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to the next item, we have a minor subdivision for the Museum Foundation, and Commissioner Nielsen, you are recusing yourself on this one?
I need to recuse myself, if I can pronounce that word properly, on this agenda item.
Perfect. All right, Royce?
All right, so this is just a 2-lot. It's technically a commercial plat. It's not necessarily a commercial use that's proposed, but we run it through the process as if it's a commercial use per the subdivision code. So the buildings are all existing in this plat. So we've got a large steel building in the back, and there's an older home that's been converted into an office space in the front. So there's a cross-access easement that will provide general access to Lot 2, and then are also installing a gate that you can see here. These drawing that will provide access into the emergency access, I should specify, into the parking lot is as needed per fire requirements. So, but yeah, what's been shown here meets all the requirements of the code. All the staff comments have also been addressed. So we would recommend approval. And just as an explanation, the museum is just looking to expand. So they're looking at using this building to expand their campus a bit. So they'll have more museum space in that existing building.
Awesome, thank you. All right, this item is up for public hearing. Same rules as before. Please also, if you have comments on this particular item, limit them to 3 minutes or less. Anybody online?
Nope.
Okay, we'll go ahead and close public hearing. Bring it back to the commission. Yeah, I think this one is about the same.
Be eager to see the museum edition.
Cool. All right. Barring any comments, we'll take a motion.
Planning Commission approved the request of the Syracuse Museum Foundation for approval of the commercial plat of approximately 80 west, 1700 south of the GC.
Thank you, Commissioner Carter.
Yeah.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to item number 6, subdivision amendment for Fred hopefully I'm pronouncing this right. Panucci?
Very good.
All right, so this is going to be probably the simplest one of the night. So the property owner, they own 2 parcels. Technically, the parcel is currently being used as essentially like a backyard, side yard kind of thing next to the house. So the proposal here is just to combine those 2 parcels together. And usually this kind of thing, if it's what we call a meets and bounds parcel, which means it just has a long description of what the property is supposed to look like and is not a part of a subdivision plat, they can just go down to the county and do this on their own. But because this is part of a platted subdivision, they do have to go through the subdivision amendment process. So nothing is physically changing. It's just getting rid of the existing property line between these 2. So again, same as the others, all requirements of the city code are met and all staff comments are addressed. We would recommend approval.
Perfect. Public hearing for this one as well. Please limit comments to 3 minutes or less. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close public hearing on this. Commission, do we have any questions for the property owner?
Any questions?
You could just state your name and your address for the record.
Fred Panucci and 1104 West, 2175 South, Syracuse.
Perfect.
I have a question. There's the property line that's being abandoned. There's also utility easements associated with that property line. And of those, I'm assuming there are no utilities, or they're known if there are utilities.
Yeah, there's no utilities there. You can see the new utility lines. The setback lines are these smaller dashes, utility. You can see PUE there. So that will essentially just eliminate the one along the property line there and then retain the existing PUEs that were there before along the exterior.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. We'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion. I move that we approve that the planning commission approve the request of Brett Gucci for approval of a subdivision plan amendment at approximately 1104 West, 2175 South in the R2 zone.
Thank you, Commissioner Garner. We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item number 7. It's a rezone request by Chris Lessig. Apologize if I mispronounced that.
I've got this one.
Thank you, Noah.
So we've received this request to rezone. You can see here highlighted in blue is the location. The general plan is commercial, which would support a professional office, would be consistent. And then the current zoning is R1 and the proposed zoning is professional office, like I said. It does share a property line with some existing residential, and it also has a stub road in there. But being a rezone, we don't know exactly how it's going to develop. Those things would get sorted out with a site plan. But it also has frontage on the new frontage road, which is the rerouted Bluff Road, Quail Bluff Drive. I've included the professional office language in here. You can see the purpose of the zone is really designed to be pretty low impact. If you look at the list of permitted uses, it doesn't include some of the maybe more impactful type things. There is a list of conditional uses that's also pretty minimal, but probably the biggest thing is this medical facilities. And like I said, I don't think we have any of the detail as far as how it will be developed exactly, what the buildings or what will go in there, but my guess is most likely some sort of medical office. The applicant's here. Maybe he'll have some more detail. The other thing I'll point out here, the building height in the zone, there are some restrictions. It says the height of buildings over 35 feet may be equal to the horizontal distance from the nearest zone boundary line. So that east boundary, the building would, if it's over 35 feet, would need to be equal to that. Buildings 35 feet high or less may be located within 10 feet of the zone boundary line. To determine height, exclude use not for human. We know about that. So otherwise, there's also our buffer ordinance and the site plan review. So like I said, without getting into the weeds of exactly how this will be developed, because I know that's probably one of the top concerns, just understand that we'll have another stab at this when we get more details. But right now, it's a very high level. What we're looking for is a recommendation to City Council of whether or not you think this is an appropriate use for the area. You can see we have already rezoned a property to the west to the professional office. I think that happened last year. And you can see the new Highway 177 West Davis corridor is right there. So I think there's really good visibility. One thing this property does not have is frontage on Antelope, which makes the access just a little bit hard for like a retail use, I think, because you have to come in through the light and then loop around and go past the backs of those other houses. But it does have really good visibility. And, I think that as far as being consistent with the general plan, being close to a state highway and well, 2 state highways, I always want to call it interstate, but I guess it's not. But it's a prime site for commercial activity, but maybe not retail. That's probably the other question is why not retail instead of professional office? Because of course retail generates a lot of sales tax for the city and we do need that. But professional office could generate a really attractive building that generates a lot of property tax and jobs, depending on employment numbers and what kinds of buildings we get. So yeah, that's the scoop. If you have any questions, let me know. And the applicant, I see him in the audience. And of course, there's a public hearing as a reminder.
Yeah. I do want to ask you a quick question. Is this right next to, or does this, excuse me, is this right next to, or does this include the property that we discussed either last month or the month before with the storage?
Good memory. No, it does not include that property.
Okay, so it's adjacent.
There's a gap there. And you know, the city, for economic development reasons, we always try to encourage property owners to work together, but also recognize that there are private property rights, and each individual property owner may want to do something a little bit different. So we're just trying to work with that. As an update on that middle piece, the applicant actually asked to just remove his application, just seeing that it wasn't looking very promising. So it never made it to city council after you guys' discussion.
Perfect. All right, thank you. All right, we'll go ahead and go to public hearing on this one. Again, public hearing, just like everything else. If you have a question or comment about this item, please step forward and or speak up online, and limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close public hearing. We're going to open this back up to the commission for questions. We said we have the applicant here. Mind coming down and state your name and address for the record?
Chris Lessig, 353 North, 3425 West in Layton.
Perfect, thank you. I'll start off. Do you have an idea of what you're looking to do, like long-term on the property?
Yeah, just an office complex area. So lease it out to dentists, physical therapists, just people that need professional office space.
Cool, fairly straightforward to me.
And that stub out road, did you plan on making that connection, or what, to that 1775 south?
I don't know if we want to make that connection or not. It's probably going to depend a lot on what the city wants to do right there. Makes our piece a little bit better because it connects a subdivision to a development, but the neighbors may not want that. So I don't know.
I have a question. Do you envision this as a multi-story situation? Are you waiting to see how the market shapes out and making the decision at a later point? Or do you have
No.
something ready to go in the near future?
Yeah, probably like 1-story office space.
Okay.
Kind of like that office space that you have up further up the east on Antelope on the south side, just those white buildings, and one of them kind of has that silo thing, something like that. That's what we've done in the past.
And it would be multi-tenant? Did I hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Concerns, comments from the commission? If not, we'll take a motion.
I would just make a quick comment. I feel like that is kind of odd geography that would make it difficult to have a highly functioning business or commercial where it's not on Antelope. It's kind of back away. You'd end up going on that weird Quail Bluff, and you're almost getting into neighborhoods. Additionally, it's not great access for the customers, but also I think it would be tough if it would, because then you'd have potential traffic issues right when people are getting off and on the freeway. So in my eyes, I feel like office space might be the best possible use. If I was getting a house, I would not want a house that's right there by the freeway and Antelope in that little area. And like I said, it's kind of an awkward spot. So I feel like kind of a low impact office kind of situation might be the best situation there.
I concur with you. I remember when we recommended approval for the professional office on the corner just little bit down the road there, and we had the same comment about that. Without it having any major access to a arterial road, retail just doesn't make sense. As much as many of us would want more that kind of business in our city, which we do, I agree, it just doesn't make sense for in that area. So,
And to be honest, don't we want more doctors, dentists, physical therapists, highly educated professionals that are, bringing those tax dollars and, making our community a better, more convenient place to live. So that sounds like a good option to me.
all right.
I think maybe just to reiterate what Noah said with that one sliver piece is that the applicant did remove their request, and if they're no longer pursuing that, it might be worth reaching out again to see if you could expand your development to include that lot as well.
Say that again, sorry.
So the lot to the west is no longer, they had an applicant and they're no longer pursuing that, and they may be open to some partnering. So.
But they may in the future, and we could maybe expand.
All right. We'll take a motion.
You want to scroll?
Let me get the language up there, please.
Yeah.
I didn't see one.
This is a recommendation.
Oh, also recommend, yeah, make sure in the motion that this is a recommendation.
Sorry, Royce is really nice. He spoils you guys and he types out the language for you, but I actually didn't type any language, but let me,
Cheat.
So
yeah.
if whoever's going to make the motion, if you want to use the main page,
There you go.
the opening page, you can actually base it off of that. That's what I have historically done.
The main page.
You want to do that?
Yeah, I can do that. So, sorry, say that again. To make a recommendation to the city.
To approve or deny, whatever you're going to suggest.
A zoning change.
Okay. I move that the commission recommends to the city council approval of a rezone application from Chris, from Chris Lessig of Rake LLC for approximately 2.205 acres located approximately 2600 West Quail Bluff Drive. The request includes one parcel. Is that adequate?
Just the zone.
Right, rezone to professional office space.
Thank you, Commissioner Baker.
right?
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We'll take a motion to adjourn to work session.
So moved.
Any opposed? We have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. We are in work session. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, we'll do that in just a moment. We'll start with the city council liaison report. Sad day. This is Paul's last one.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. So I don't have anything specific to report on as far as things the city council has voted on that might be pertinent to the planning commission, but wanted to thank you all for the opportunity to be the liaison for I think it's been 4 years that I've been the liaison. So I appreciate all of your service, appreciate the opportunity to work with all of you. I'm going to be turning over the reins to Abe Pollard, a newly elected city council member. And so he's going to be here every other Tuesday night with you guys to be our liaison. But again, thank you for the opportunity. So
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
A pleasure.
thanks.
All right. City attorney. Good to see you again.
It's good to be back. And now that Paul's leaving, I feel much more comfortable being here. As many of you know, I used to attend planning commission fairly regularly, but I took a month off in October to go to Italy. And when I got back, I was convinced by my family doctor to get some testing done on my heart. Spent basically November and December getting poked and prodded and injected with glow in the dark stuff and in and out of big donuts that go whirly all around you. And the good news is yes, I do have a lot of cholesterol in my system, but it's not blocking any arteries near my heart. So looks like for now and maybe for the next several months or years, surgical intervention will not be necessary. I do, however, own a pharmacy now, lined up, but it's good to be back. And so from here on out, I'd like to get back in track. We need to do the open meetings and ethics training. I do that whenever you'd like, Mr. Chair. And then as I don't know if you remember, we started in September with a little bit of mini trainings that we were going to do, and then I completely disappeared for 3 months. So I'm ready to pick that stuff up and go whenever you're ready to do it.
Perfect. Yeah, do you have one ready for us tonight?
I do not.
Okay, no problem. We'll plan that for next time if that's okay.
Do you want me to do the open meetings one that takes about 30 minutes next time or some other time?
Let's see how long the meeting is gonna be in the future. But if we're dealing with like something that we got like tonight, then that would be fantastic.
All right, I'll wait to hear from Noah and Royce and Kayla.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And if any of you get the Syracuse newsletter, please take an opportunity to look at the employee of the month. So it's our own calling.
They only did that because I did not die.
Yeah.
Hey, that was well deserved. All right, upcoming agenda items.
I may be able to address the next meeting length possibly here. We don't have a ton, well, not much at all, honestly, for the next meeting. Currently, could be we'll get some stuff that comes in, sneaks in at the end of the week, but we'll see. Currently, we have a couple of things, well, a lot of stuff that's on the docket, but nothing that's quite ready right now. Couple of sort of bookkeeping, general plan amendments around water. We have the Commons at Glen Eagle retail subdivision just west of the golf course clubhouse. Still waiting on updates on that one. Falcon Landing application, Perry Homes, just north of where Bluff meets 3000. So that would be single family. Still waiting on that one. Rocky Mountain Wellness, just west of City Hall. Same there. Let's see, we also have a revised site plan from Take 5 Oil. We may see that one next time. I know they're working quickly on that one. Let's see here. We have an addition to Syracuse Arts Academy on Antelope that we're also waiting for some updates on. We have the SimCity project. It's a, what do you call it? It's part just east of the Pickleball Kingdom that we approved a few weeks ago. Also still waiting. Lakeside Flat, which is the single family subdivision south of that one. We are also waiting. We have a kind of a strange site plan application, unique, maybe not strange. It's Enbridge Gas is putting in a facility at the southeast corner of 3000 West and 2700. So it's a pump house. They're going to have a bunch of pipes coming out of the ground and things, but they have to go through the site plan process. So we'll be seeing that. There's not a whole lot necessarily to look at, but gotta approve it.
Easement then?
I mean, there will be easements, I would imagine, leading out to the road, but it's a significant facility that manages the pressure, and they're able to maintain I don't know, various aspects of the gas stuff. I guess I'm not super familiar with the specifics, but
okay. There
is a building, and it's about a quarter acre-ish area.
I have many questions, but I'll wait until we see when it was.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I'm sure the applicant will be happy to answer the specific questions there. We also have a revised site plan from the Monterey West project on 1550 West and about 300 South. So they're just looking at changing their landscape plan. They moved some things around. They're not going to be building one of their buildings, so they want to move some amenities and so on. So we'll be seeing that one. We also have an application for a Dutch Bros coffee shop just west of the Waffle Love, like where the Rush is, on 1700. So we'll be looking at a site plan for that one. Salt Rock subdivision, south of the interchange, I guess east of the interchange with the West Davis corridor in 2000 West. We saw phase 1 a few months back, and they've applied for phase 2. And finally, the Earthworks project over by the Monterey West project. They're looking at changing some aspects of their exterior. So we'll see if that makes it in. That one's probably going to be at least a month out. So that's what we have currently, and we'll keep you apprised as to the status of the next meeting.
And that Dutch Rose that you were talking about, that's in that empty lot right behind them.
Yes, that's correct.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Royce. All right, commissioner reports. I'm going to go ahead and start this with something. We received notification from resignation from Commissioner Anderson earlier about obviously he won't be able to be on the commission anymore. I just want to publicly thank him for his service. He's offered some really great insights and help while he was serving as a commissioner. So thank you, Commissioner Anderson. Appreciate it. Open it up to the rest of the commission. Any reports, comments, concerns? All right.
Well, I did have one quick question. All right.
You barely made it in.
Just an observation more than anything. I've noticed that the secondary water metering is going forward. My whole neighborhood's been painted out. Is there a timeline on that project? I imagine it's multi-year.
It is multi-year, and state statute has a deadline to have them all installed by, I think, 2030. So you're looking at several more years of that.
I guess it's been going around. I just noticed it because all of a sudden they're just all over my neighborhood. So they must do a lot at a time and just dig them all up and then.
They do an area at a time, and they've been doing it now. I think this is probably like the third year in, so there are at least 2 or 3 years left.
Okay.
The funny thing is that I'm friends with one of the city council members, and when I was visiting one time, they actually had a big pile of the boxes and the meters and everything they had left on his property because they were doing the area. And he's like, I need to reach out to somebody and find out what all this is. So pretty funny there. So, all right. Barring any other things, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.